Alright. Looks like it's doing something. So if I jump onto my content here on the wrong screen, I'll be able to jump into that and double check that, and hopefully you don't get stung with the double audio while I do this. Alright. Alright, cool. So we're good. Alright. Apparently live chat's unavailable. Let's just close that. What's up, dude? Yeah, definitely got me thinking about that. It seems that on my Obs Studio I can't get my live chat showing up, but got myself a beer, no Bundy rum. And that's mainly because for the last couple, and hopefully that audio level's coming in good. 1, 2, 3, yep. Last couple of live streams I've tried to do, I've buggered up. So today, Jasmine was telling me that there was a live stream that was going up, but it wasn't going up, and that's because I was trying to run the GoPro that Ant's given me, because he's given me his GoPro 11, and we were fiddling with that and trying to see if we could get that to do the live streaming out in the field, because I want to try doing a live stream for members only using my GoPro, because the DJI won't let me do it properly, of shooting, to see if that will get cancelled. Only just, yeah, I've got to look through the terms and conditions on YouTube, but we'll get there. So what I'm actually doing at the moment is working on the new video, which is all about the camel clean up and tidy up, and I don't think I'm going to finish it tonight or now, but just as a run through of it, how I do my editing and stream it up, is I use DaVinci Resolve, and I used the paid version of it, and that was the first thing that I purchased with my YouTube revenue, because they're it allowed me to actually use the most amount of the processing power. Yeah, the live stream when I was flying was me trying to use the 4G and 5G signal that was on the mine sites on the way down to Laverton, and that video is actually from later on in this day. So just to give you a little bit of a sneak peek of what's happening here, that is in the pop-up now, hopefully. And yeah, we'll go through and explain why we're burning them and how we burn them, and show you how well they do burn. So jump in for the ride, and Danny might even talk. Alright, we'll see you on the way. Okay, g'day folks. Say good morning, Danny.
Good morning.
Now, finally got him mic'd up. We're down here at Rock and Roll, as we said earlier, but we're here to do the tidy up. Now, it only took us a couple of hours to shoot all these camels, but it's taken us it's taken us a while to do the tidy up. So we dragged. So when I'm editing up, I end up listening to it 10 or 15 different times. But a huge thing that I like is my waveform, is being able to have a look at what I've got going on down in that bar. Yeah, we do. Hopefully at some stage, and it was after we'd been shooting the whole thing that Danny goes, "Oh, how far's the range on that microphone?" I said, "Oh, it's about 250 metres, which was about the distance that we were working in." And he goes, "Oh, you might get me starting to sing a little bit." So as we go through, we might find what he sings. Which anyone who does firefighting in Australia would recognise, and we've got some
diesel and some petrol. Now we're using our dregs diesel and petrol, so out of our bottom of our tanks we draw the bottom, we draw the dirty fuel out, anything that's got particulates or water, and instead of dumping it, we use it to burn carcasses or light fires in winter when we're cold. So Danny and I are going to do a mix up, a brew, for want of a better word, and then we will walk around and light them on fire and talk about why we do it. Cool.
So what I'll do is
So
I'll
we've got
just
a brew in the fire
snip
bug
that
already.
out there.
Oh, nice. Bit low.
Yep. Did you write deep fry on this drum?
Deep
Yeah, it says deep fry.
fry. Oh, no.
Deep fried camel. So when you were burning the other day, how did you do it? Did you?
I've actually ordered a bunch of flags, and I've got the new flags for the main entrance of the station. Well, not the station, but the homestead area, and we always have the TO flag and the Australian flag out there, and we've whipped them to death. And it was at the end of the sort of a long day for Danny yesterday, and I've gone, oh, yeah, if he felt like it, because he had a bit of a rough landing. And it was, oh, do you want to, throw the flags back up? I'm like, but I can't remember which side up goes. Is it, black sky, red earth, or is it red sky, black earth? And then he sort of stopped and looked at me, and he's like, I'm not sure. So, I'm planning on throwing some of the flags out at multiple points. So around the homestead area, like over at call it the short strip, which is the driveway into the hangar, we usually have the two flags up there, and surprisingly the blue flag's the easiest one to see. Mum likes the one next to the hangar, and we've got a windsock there, but they're both dead. And I want to drop another one down on the main strip where we have the proper windsock, and then also throw them out and about at the rest of the station, particularly at some of the difficult spots to land, because in some of the videos I've got to edit up, I picked my wind wrong, and it's not fun. So we work through that. The flags are great, and the flags seem to last longer than our windsocks.
So when you were burning the other day, how did you do it? Did you tell us how you did it?
I use this and this one here with the thing.
Yep.
I do pour and tap, pour and tap.
So when we do them this morning, do you want me to pour or do you want me to tap? Which bit do you enjoy the most?
Tapping in the laddie.
Do you have your multi-tool?
Oh, no.
Alright, well, what is that? That's like a 12 mil.
Probably need another drink, so.
Yeah, a little bit loose.
So I'll skip through
it's
this.
a bloody 10 mil. Oh,
Because I wasn't actually showing what we're looking at. So what I might have is, and you can't really tell, but down there's where I got belted. So I've got a bit of a lump forming there, and I did have some blood earlier. So that was always fun. Yeah, thanks. I've taken more Panadol.
enjoy the most.
So what I can do is just drop this into here, and hopefully auto align the clips to waveform. Looks like she's worked it out. And then because we've got better audio on ourselves, I'll just delete the other audio. And then when we want the different angle, We just cut these bits out, and we've got to go all the way back to there.
Oh, it's a bloody 10 mil. Who would have thought that?
And now what I can do is just link these two clips together, and so then when I do a cut through it, I'll just snip the whole way through it, and then I'll realign like the video itself.
Does this motor have a 10 mil in it?
Oh, damn, these things just go down so easily.
Got a spare radiator hose, Danny. Oh well, we'll just have to run with it loose, Danny. Right.
So some of these things I don't know if like the context works, because it's do I like, you know, there's us working there, but does anyone actually understand what's going on? Like I've got a loose bit on the firebug. The guys who use them will recognise it.
10 mil.
So I'll snip through there.
Right. Right. Oh well, we'll just have to run with it loose, Danny.
Yeah, I do.
Oh well, we'll just have to run with it loose, Danny.
I've only just gotten it because Ant gave it to me the other day. He gave one to me and Jasmine. So it's frustrating because it's got that little bit of weight to the Yeti drink. Alright, that, if I unlink the clips and get rid of the GoPro angle, we'll snip and we'll go to the other camera angle.
Oh well, we'll just have to run with it loose, Danny.
And it almost looks like there's been no loss of time.
Right.
So we go to there, actually.
Right.
So you get that cool transition. Learnt that one from the ABC guys. And then we cut out all the stuff where it's us, you know, trying to work with the camera. So I've just put it down, snip through there. Go to where it looks like we're working. Delete it.
Thing is,
And then get rid of that little sucker.
I do the brew with my gloves on, and then I do. Thing is, I do the brew with my gloves on, and then I do all the lighting without them, so I don't have to wash my gloves later. So how many lighting without them? So I don't have to wash my gloves later. So how many bodies were you getting out of each brew that you did?
I reckon 6 or
Yep.
yeah, 6 the most.
Because those ones out there, we weren't particularly close, were we?
Oh no.
My gloves later. So how many bodies were you getting out of each brew that you did?
I reckon 6 or yeah, 6 the most.
Because those ones out there, we weren't particularly close, were we?
Oh no.
hole in our bucket, Danny.
Up.
Put a hole in our bucket, Danny.
It's actually quite a what Danny's copyright. Hang on, how good is Danny signing? Should we be worried about copyright? If you notice up here, he's covered up his logo on whatever it is that he's wearing. I don't even recognise that brand. It's so well hidden. And it looks like the kids are home. And they've finished their swimming. Singing. Oh yeah, no, his singing is pretty special. We're not going to get done. Cover songs are okay. And now you can hear Jasmine yelling at the children. Right, well, it's taken me, 18 minutes there to edit up 6 minutes. So it adds up pretty quickly to like every, if you call it 5 minutes equals 10 minutes, or 3 minutes every minute. So it's quite a bit of work that we put into all of these things to be able to get a finished product, but I am getting quicker and better, mainly to do with the software, but also just learning where to put the cameras and everything. So, Jasmine and the kids are home. Yes, you've just walked into a live stream. That's right, do you want to jump on and edit? It's only Adam watching at the moment.
Is that why the little dot was red when I was on it before? I'll show
On
you.
which?
I'll show you.
Alright, hang on, I'll take my headphones off, because all I was doing was so that we didn't get feedback. I'm going to go get a beer. Would you like a beer or a White Claw? No? Yeah, that means Jack's live now. A red dot.
Didn't know that.
You're on. No, that's just Adam. And yeah, well, the shirts. Danny's got my other shirt. And why am I live streaming editing? Because it's,
Why has Daddy got your shirt?
the one that he threw up on.
Daddy threw up.
I found some
In Kalgoorlie.
Golly.
I found some money. I need to put it in my money box.
Do you think it's a fair trade? Or is it an unfair trade for us if we end up with Basil?
Notice you're in a chirpier mood all of a sudden.
That's because the painkillers are cut in. Okay. This is a painkiller. When they used to amputate pirates' legs, they would give them a good tote of rum. Adam, they'd give them rum so that they could cut a leg off.
Can he hear you? You're still
Yeah, he
plugged
can. Yeah, it's
in?
still
You're
live
still plugged
streaming.
in?
Yeah, no, because it's this microphone. Yes.
What has she struggled with at school?
So, we are going through the Danny burning one, which is actually from the morning of Monday.
Perseverance and...
Yeah, she's pretty bad at giving up on...
Oh yeah, she's a quitter.
Yeah.
I'll put a lighter in my pocket if you don't. Got one? that one?
I think it's Italian, but
That's a very loud child.
Delighted over at one of the pile of wood.
Yeah, I know. I don't know how she doesn't know about the pirate lifestyle. We used to call mixing rum and port together pirate juice.
We might do Danny Cam.
which one?
We might do Danny Cam.
Which one?
We might do Danny Cam.
Which one?
Do your head cam.
Oh, head cam.
Yeah.
He's happy for us to. He's so happy for us to like set the head cam going, and off he goes. And he took out a couple of camels, 3 camels the other day with the pard on the speed line, and he reckons that it might have recorded, and we might even have him shooting a duck.
A duck.
Yeah, he shot a duck. He was on his way home, found nothing else to shoot, and he's allowed to.
Does he want a puppy?
Adam. Well, Adam's got one dog which he had to take to the vet the other day.
Exactly.
But he could have another dog that he will never have to take to the vet.
That's not true. You're Basil's son.
Basil's not been hurt much.
Basil's been on antidepressants and antipsychotics.
Yeah, antipsychotics and a dachshund. That's kind of concerning.
That's not a small pile of wood, Danny. Stable, you reckon? Camera set up.
Ditch that one and let's see where the start of Danny Cam is. Here we go. Ooh, hang on. Drag that back out all the way. Auto align them.
Post it over. Oh, job done.
Post the puppy over. It's he has a name. It's Winsley Dale.
Yeah, for your head cam.
Oh, head cam.
Yeah.
Get to my
Finish stable, you reckon? Once we're getting hot.
These two should be linked wherever he is. GoPro, that one. The trick is getting these things to align early on. Sometimes if it doesn't really pick it up, you've got to like go to something common later on. Like the difficult one at the moment, because the DJI is awesome at getting its time code right, but the GoPros don't, and so we've got to try and align the like from the cab view to landing from outside when you touch down, which gets kind of tricky.
What does your child love to do?
What does she love to do? She likes being outdoors.
Doesn't she spend a lot of fucking time inside?
Very.
Yes.
Well, she likes being like engaging with adults, being outside.
Get this little pole going. Spilled petrol there, Danny.
Go.
Danny can't light a fire.
No one can.
Danny can't light a fire.
No one can.
That's Bo.
Fit right in, small dogs. Job done.
Also, the dachshund has no respiratory problems.
Yeah, won't snore.
I don't know. Basil snores.
He sleeps outside.
When Basil sleeps inside, he snores. You often find him on the couch, just legs up in the air, expecting you to rub his tummy.
Yeah, it's funny.
Yeah, well, okay.
Danny can't light a fire.
No one can.
Almost looks like we're about to have a cup of tea.
It's a Thursday night and he's watching you edit videos by yourself.
You're here. Someone else might, want to jump on and have a look.
You might have had too much fuel going, Danny.
Too much fuel going.
Yeah. See how it's a too big drizzle? You want to get the stone hot. So wind this one down a bit.
Because on the burner you've got a pumice
That's the
stone.
two.
Yeah. You want it just to be a tiny drip.
Make sure don't let it trip.
So we can sneak in there and there.
Make sure don't let it trip.
You going?
Yep.
Yep.
Can I please have icicle?
Oh.
Please have an icicle.
We just went to the pool and you were complaining you're cold and now you want an icy pole.
Mommy, can I look at the happy faces?
No, love, I'm trying to type important paperwork. Okay, I'm not doing happy faces right now.
Alright, now I'm just going to set this up over in this line here.
Adam said it doesn't, it's not as bad as drinking on his not as bad as drinking on his own. So it's like Zoom beers.
I just want
If I just probably just before he turns around.
Why don't you just go put the TV on then? You can have, oi! Here? Don't go tell the others. Just go sit down and watch the TV.
I don't like. He's
Alright,
gone and
now I'm
stood
just going to set this up over
right
in
in the
this
smoke,
line here.
and it's good because you can hear all the messages coming in
On his
'cause,
phone.
on his phone, and later on he's just like, I could hear your messages coming in, and I wasn't getting any messages. I was thinking, oh, everyone hates me. And he's gone, oh, but then I realised I put my phone on aeroplane mode last night so no one would annoy me.
Alright, now I'm just going to set this up over. Alright, now I'm just going to set this up over in this line here. Maybe this one, Danny.
Once Danny gets started burning, he just has too much fun.
You do too.
Maybe this one, Danny.
Yeah, okay. Well, it is
You're a mild pyromania.
Yeah.
mild.
Okay, mild because you've got a profession that allows you to do it.
Maybe this one, Danny.
Oh, that's the signal cutting out.
think so.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Give it a blessing. Alright, christen you. Deburnt camel. Been wondering if
Playing with fire, buddy.
There's a classic Danny. I will have to unplug it. Sorry, Adam, if you get the double noise.
Playing with fire, buddy.
Danny's one-liners. No playing with fire, buddy. See, it's not just me that says buddy.
Playing with fire, buddy.
I don't know, just keep the whole thing. No cutting that. Just the whole just stroll over. Maybe what I'll do is I'll just do a quick snip out of there, like that. So, if I do this, could always be, what is it, click that. And do that. Right, so we'll see what happens now, because it might not just be us now, Adam. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
it's not just you now.
so you can
See,
see it
that
on
didn't
yours?
come up earlier when I was over at the house.
Alright, so you just got a notification saying it's now gone live.
No, I just looked in.
On your YouTube, or? It's really frustrating because that's where I put my hand. Oh, okay, I just got a notification on mine saying that I've just gone live.
Yeah. How long are you going to do this live for?
I don't know, we're going to do kids' dinner in 10 minutes, aren't we?
Yeah, something like that.
G'day, Zach.
You
How
always
you
get
doing?
carried away.
Oh, well, I'm not getting too carried away. It's Danny playing with fire.
Stand behind it for a second, Danny.
Oh yeah, because I was trying to work out a thumbnail picture. Here we go.
Cool.
So ditch that, and we go. There's Danny in the
24 people already.
Oh, we're snaking around because it does show up that we are live.
32.
Well, now everyone can hear you as well. Counting. There you go, Jasmine. You're counting.
Okay, buddy.
See, I've caught the hey buddy off Danny. Danny's the one that says hey buddy. Maybe that wasn't the one to cut out. So, g'day everyone who's just jumped on. We've been doing a little bit of editing on one of the shots for later on. A video that we're planning on having coming out on Saturday, because last Saturday we had the video where Danny and I shot all of these camels and we're going through the tidy up, which we did on Monday. So, we're just going through doing the editing on it, and we did have a little warning at the start, so I'm going to put a flag here so I know where we were up to, and I will jump all the way back to where we kindly
Alright,
noted.
we'll see you on the way.
I have somehow deleted a piece of music, so I'm going to grab that, drag it all the way back to there, and cut about there, and bring it in.
Alright, we'll see you on the way. Okay, g'day folks. Okay, g'day folks.
And I've even deleted half of our warning text. Great. Yeah, so, just so everyone in Canada knows, we have actually just ordered a couple of Canadian flags. Why? Well, Mum was complaining that we didn't have enough windsocks around, and I thought that it would be good to have some, instead of just a normal like windsock, we could have flags of countries where people, like members and people who have bought shirts are from. What?
No.
What's wrong
So
with
you go,
that?
I know, I'll go for my biggest membership base.
America.
No, you went for Canada.
Yeah, well, nothing wrong with Canada.
I'm not saying there's anything wrong with Canada.
Well, you better not be saying there's
I'm
anything wrong
not
with
saying
Canada.
there's anything
Like,
wrong
that's...
I'm just curious to know why that was your first choice.
Well, actually,
Not
no.
New
America.
Zealand.
America. Oh, New Zealand flag.
That would have been the first thing I would have thought of.
Well, I was thinking about like countries that have been represented on the channel.
How has Canada been represented on the channel?
We had Don.
Okay.
Don.
Okay, we've also had Pom.
Yeah, but Pom's Australian.
No, he's not. He's a Pom.
He's been Australian longer than you and I have been.
We've had the German.
Johannes.
Well, it's more meaning Anthony, but
Well, it hardly counts because he's my cousin.
he's German through and through.
Yeah, well, that does happen. But, like, what... Should we throw a German flag up out the front? Would that not cause a few questions?
And the Canada one's okay, but the German... Is it just because of their history?
No.
Then why is it problematic to have a German flag now?
There's nothing wrong with that. We just don't have many viewers in Germany.
Are you sure? When's the last time you checked? We've had a few German comments.
We have had a reasonable amount of comments in German. Some of them were complaining about us shooting camels. But, yeah. So now I've got my warning sorted out. That's good. Heads up, guys. We're doing a live little bit of an edit. But this is mainly because I've had a couple of massive failures with live streaming lately. I've tried on the GoPro and it didn't work today, and it left a whole load of people hanging. And the other day I was flying and I tried to do a live stream, but I was using 4G signal or 5G signal. It really was all over the show. So, on the flags debacle, surprise Jasmine, I will run through the order of the flags.
Oh, so it's more than just the Canadian flag.
There's more than just the Canadian flag. We've got lots of...
Well, you just told me it's
supporters.
Canadian flags.
No, we have gone for 2 American flags, 2 Canadian flags, a South African flag, and a Bundaberg rum flag.
You don't even drink Bundaberg rum.
No, but Adam does. He cracked a can. He's
Why not a northern flag?
Great Northern flag.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll be honest. I'm going to be really honest here. The Great Northern flag was going to cost $45.
Okay.
Do you know how much an American or a Canadian flag costs?
That's a fair point.
It's like $10, but I can't find good quality flags. We have flags and they just get like blown away by the wind so quickly.
Well, I'm surprised because I don't know why you bought so many as well because we've only got one windsock.
No, we've got the 2 flags at the front here. Mum's one. The one near the...
Have you bought a new Australian flag?
We've got 4.
Oh, okay.
And Danny was confused about which way up the other flag went.
His flag?
Yeah.
Oh,
But we were
cracks me up.
tired and we were questioning
He cracks me
it.
up.
So,
He cracks me up.
yeah. No, we were going through it. But no, I thought Great Northern flag would be great. We should probably put it on one of our northern water points,
Oh dear.
like at Bloodwood. But yeah, no, we were having trouble finding good quality flags because we keep on ending up with these nylon ones which just get destroyed within a month. So, yeah, we weren't going to do the whole states of Australia flags. We were happy with, yeah, different countries around the world where everyone's from. We should probably throw the UK flag up at some point because George was on, young George. So loosely what we were going through here was that editing up the video where Danny and I went and tidied up the camels that we tidied up. Now the amount of heat coming off those things is insane, and this first lot we were trying to be a little bit quick and a little bit lazy. The only issue with Black Flag's Taekwondo guy is we can't see them when we're flying over.
Okay, buddy.
So there it is, more Danny's Hey Buddies.
Peace.
At some point he does sing. I'm trying to work out where it is. There we go. Do a bit of Danny action. G'day, Bishop. Hope you've got a beer in your hand. It's really deceptive. There's the weight in these things, even when you're empty. So one of the big things with burning the camels is the smell. Like we've naturally burnt quite a few camels, and you end up with it sort of stuck in your clothing and everything. And
Grass on the other side of it, Danny. Perfect.
and like our gloves and everything, so like if we've left them for too long. Now these ones have only been dead for 10 to 14 days, I think, and they are actually burning quite well, especially since they had rain on them. So snip a little bit there.
Should be able to get some loaded up. It's grass here in Mulga with putting the tummy bed in the cave.
Don't want to burn the camera.
So Jensen, talking about building a bird sanctuary. We've actually been approached by the DBCA, so the Department of Biosecurity, Conservation and Attractions, to assist with some of the monitoring over at the wildlife sanctuary, which is at Lorna Glen, which is now called Marawa. And we are going to be doing a couple of videos. One's coming out on Friday, which is on our remote monitoring and just fixing a couple of units on it.
That's your thumbnail shot.
No, I've got a better thumbnail shot than that one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've got one where you've got the skull burning, and then I've got Danny with his thumbs up holding a
Okay, that's
firebug. But then I've also got me holding the watering can, and I've thought about having both of us in it and going gardening with Jack and Danny.
fertilizing.
Well, yeah, it's fertilizer.
Anyway, sorry, I interrupted
Yeah. So yeah, we are going to be going through more of the
Okay, can you put
the
them
remote
down
monitoring
and go clean the
itself,
table off
because
afterwards?
I've used really in the whole scheme of things, the cameras that we use are quite expensive for what they are, because they are a Ubiquiti unit. They cost somewhere around $300 each, as opposed to some other ones where you pay the licensing for the NVR, so the network video recorder. However, I really like the ones that we use because we've got such easy to use software, and I can get Dad or Uncle Patrick onto the network really easily. So if I pull that video there and put it over on this side, there we go. So then we've got our cameras up here. Down in the North Packhorse tank, it's cutting out because, well, not cutting out, it's got a small issue because the dipstick is actually stuck down. And if I jump onto one of them, let's say the camel, so we will jump onto camel and we'll pick a device. So if you're looking at your birds, we go to HD Camel and we open it up. Despite the wind noise, you've got, you know, you can see the cattle are still hiding under the trees because it is damn hot out there. But you've got the birds up in the trees and you can hear them. So this is a 2K camera out there. If I jump onto another one like Sweetwater Night Yards, there's a pink and grey down at the trough having a drink, but the image isn't as crisp. We don't actually have any pig problems out here. It's too dry of an environment for them. Our rainfall is very, very low here. So fortunately we don't have pigs and we don't have goats either, and goats are horrid on the country because the amount of stuff that they destroy. everything. So, have I had any lightning strikes on any of my antenna assemblies?
Yeah.
Well, it's actually not directly on the assemblies. It's just been in the region, and I've actually thought that it's been a flash on the unit, like as in the camera's infrared sensor has been overloaded by the lightning, and that's where we've started turning things off, like our infrared lighting during nighttime. So Sweetwater might go. It's probably got a little bit of a cutout overnight, where the tower is, shut down, and that's a couple of issues I've got. Here we go. What have we got here? Kangaroo slipping under the rail.
Not very yet.
There's another kangaroo. Looking at the whole idea of like fairy tale hunting, call it. Here in Australia, we've got this issue where people think that kangaroos are sacred, and that there's a little bit of a faux pas. Don't shoot the kangaroos. Out here, the kangaroos are actually a problem that we've created by providing so much water for them, and we need to actually manage them because they are as destructive, if not more destructive, than things like goats and sheep, because they can just eat and eat and eat and they continually breed, which is incredibly frustrating.
Because they take the grass at the roots.
Yeah, well, they'll eat down under a tree, a shrub, even grass. Like the perennial grasses, they will destroy, and the native grasses are too. Well, they haven't had the chance to adapt to the increase in population. So we actually need to introduce species of grasses that can cope with it and get back into the system, growing quicker and get the soil alive. The software that we use for viewing and recording the cameras, this is Unify Protect. So there's Danny. He's been picked up on the camera walking past the back home from the workshop. So I guess he's put something on charge. Now, this is Unify Protect through our Unify NVR, which is the network video recorder. And it is because of the cameras that we use. They just tie straight into the rest of our network, and we've got everything recording onto it. We've got a couple of terabytes, so we can see here that we've got a camera capacity. That means that we can add another 20 HD cameras, which are 1080, or another 10 2K cameras, or 5 4K cameras. Now, the 2K cameras are the ones which give us some cool features like, we jump onto rock and roll, on playback, rock and roll, and we'll mute you for a minute. Now, we've got detections, and we've got them sorted out by movement, and that's just detected a movement. However, if we go to this one, it's identified that there's a vehicle, and that's Danny and I driving off after burning all those camels, and it's identified the vehicle. Now, they'll also identify all the smoke. They'll identify cars, people, and then it can identify some animals. They're not quite all the way there. Now, Robert's asked, is there any monetary value in catching and exporting the camels, or a disease that they carry? Now, in Australia, there's no disease in the camels. Like, they are clean, crisp, perfect, because our population is so widely spread.
Also, we wouldn't be killing them en masse if there was a market for them.
No. We're not exactly killing them en masse.
Are we not?
They're in big groups.
But no, I'll just backtrack a little bit closer. No, there is no monetary value in catching and exporting the camels. The export market in Australia is under threat.
In live export.
The live export, yep. They're not set up to take camels, so setting up a business in live exporting camels now would just be absolute madness, and there's not the demand for it within Australia, so there is no money in it.
Well, actually, it's probably worth. And no worries, Dawsey. It is not a problem for you to jump in late. It's you've been at work. The camels, like, is at no point have we stopped killing camels. We have always advocated for there being some positive use out of it because we're farmers. And we hate to see waste. It's food, it's protein. I've been in Africa where people are just starving and needing food.
We also know that they're really, really well adapted to the environment. They have a better
Perfect.
grazing palate. They can last longer without water. We know that if there was a market for it, and there was enough demand, that we go camel is more logical to farm. Yeah,
and it's just an absolutely, like, it's a shame. It's a disgrace, really, to be killing them, but no one wants them. No one's willing to pay for them. We've gone over it so many times where it's, $150 is all they want to pay for it on the farm, and then you've got to ship it to them because JFK was the one who turned around and said that farmers are the only ones that pay retail prices for everything, the freight both ways, and sell everything for wholesale prices. Now, agriculture is the backbone of an entire society because without farmers, you don't need doctors because you're all dead. And it's quite a shame to see globally the attack on farming and primary industries. So it's it's tricky. And then when we've got something like a protein source like the camels that we're just wasting, and we know that there's friends of ours in other parts of the world that want the protein, just can't believe the amount of food we've got hopping and walking around. Like kangaroos, you can eat them. But now we've got a problem that a top line sports brand doesn't want to use kangaroo leather in their football boots. And now that means that we can't use kangaroo leather. That they just get popped and rotted because we still need to manage their populations. So, yeah.
Ant has come up again, as Ant always does.
Yes, no, so we've just finished editing a video. It's on the members only. It's... Okay, hang on. Schedule or it's scheduled? It is scheduled to come out on Monday about Ant.
Answering all your burning questions.
Yes, it does answer all the burning questions. How many muster sites do we have? Now, our muster sites actually work as that everything is like every water point that we have. So every trough that we have, every man-made water point is a muster site because they've got the yards around them, like this point here, Brumby. Now, this water point, and it's hard for me to point, so I'll use my mouse if you can see it, is constantly in training for the livestock. We've got the in-gate over here, which works like a football stadium. You've got the spears. You can only walk through one way, and the cattle will get their drink and they will move on out of the yards. And that's where we set up the processing. And that's where the cattle are used to walking out, so it takes less energy to move the animals. So we've got 38 of these points across the entire property. So we've got 1 million acres, or 465,000 hectares, or 407,000 hectares, depending if you count or don't count the lake. across the entire property. Now, Robert's saying using the pole as the conduit. Yes, I'm a big fan of doing that with our drill rod. However, our drill rod is extremely hard and difficult to cut in, and yeah, it'd work well. However, I like running just a bit of poly pipe on the outside, and we run the sleeves up. And at other times, I've just sort of run the gauntlet, particularly with early models of things where I've just gone, yeah, let's prove that we can do it. Yeah, we've given it a go. So, yeah, we've got all of these water points, and we've got finders keepers, which is one of our newest points, and we've dumped a bale of hay out there, and there's a bit of water. Yeah, unfortunately, it's a little bit salty, so it's not ideal. So that was probably quite loud. Yeah, I think the camel burger would be great. And I'm not sure how many of you guys have ads on because I run YouTube Premium, but when I've been watching it on Jasmine's account, whenever we're doing any of our shooting stuff and they go, oh yeah, this is not advertiser friendly, and so you cop a penalty and it ends up being like maybe you get $1 per 1,000 views. The ads I've been noticing have mainly been for fast food. So we get Hungry Jack's and we get Macca's. So, Burger King over here is Hungry Jack's. And even, actually no KFC, interestingly. But it is advertising for fast food when we're shooting, which is almost like how when I'm processing cattle and I go, gosh, I could do with a good steak right now. Now, is there a market for camel leather? We've actually got Francesca, the maker, and she's on Instagram, and we've been chatting every now and then. We're trying to work out how we can actually link up because she's over in North America to be able to actually get some camel leather, or she comes over and works with it a little bit. That'd be cool because the camel leather's, I don't know, the camel skin's quite thick, but when we were dragging them the other day, they break down quite easily. And so it was, interesting to see that breakdown in the flesh, or like the skin. But that's also to do with the time of the year and the season. So Guesty 12, I do have a broad brim hat, and it just comes down to the convenience. So when I'm shooting, the peaked cap is easier to put the camera on for everyone to be able to see what I'm doing. And I have tried it with the Akubra, and yeah, like the last couple of days, we've just been wearing the peak caps when flying, and then the Akubras or the broad brims when we're back out actually working. Because, yeah, skin cancer is not anything fun to deal with. Now, Jamie's asking, are the camels a problem at all the sites or a few sites in particular? Yeah, we've got some sites which are worse than others for camels, and that's generally our eastern interface. So, some of those really cop it quite a bit. Yes, we do test our water, and we have like a EC meter to whack it in and see how it is. And then we also have sent water samples off to find out what minerals are present in the water and if that's going to cause an issue for production with the livestock. Gary, yeah, well,
And the next comment.
Yeah. Well,
You could go do it then.
I could do no, because then we'd have to mute it for a lot longer.
Yes. How is the orchard and the veggie patch? Scorched earth. It's.
Yeah. So the fruit trees are ticking along, but the veggie patch is a little bit of a sad state of affairs. If we go to it, JJ West. There we go. Alright, so a little bit tricky to see, but the shade cloth over there is where the veggie patch is, and we've been inundated with the mealy bugs, and we've just gone for a period of droughting it to get rid of them. Yeah, and then over by the water tank there, you've got a bird's eye chili and a jalapeno, and then we've got a mystery plant and a whole load of habaneros over near the chook pen, and we've also got a grapevine. And there's an orange tree there, a dwarf in a raised garden bed. The gestation period for a camel. What are they? They're not 13 months, are they?
Oh, have a quick look.
Yeah, Jasmine might have to Google that one. And are we getting on top of the camel problem or sustaining? So we will talk about it on the weekend when we catch up with the lads from Carnegie. But we've roughly estimated that since December the 1st, across the 3 stations, so we've got Glen Isle, Carnegie and Prenti, and without actually doing any dedicated camel shooting. Now, it might seem that my videos have been dedicated camel shooting, but no, that's actually out just doing other jobs, because we've got different vehicles that we use for that job when we do camels, and we coordinate with aircraft. Colin's done over 640 camels. The lads up at Carnegie have done somewhere around 380, and then we've done 560 or something. I'd have to look at the Excel spreadsheet, but in all we've done somewhere around 1,400 camels across the 3 stations without having to actually go out on a mission to take them out. We've just been shooting them while we've been doing other jobs. So, yeah, we aren't exactly getting on top of them because they keep on coming in from unmanaged lands. And 1 second. Because we've got all the unmanaged land and there has been nothing done out there, the camels breed up quite extensively. And then they come in a big flux. So during the dry periods, and we're looking at almost a drought at the moment in the region. So we will be copying them. The worst we've done really was 600 in a day, and that was some heavy work. Law Tunzens said, have you thought about a Garmin InReach? Yeah, we've run those. We've also got sat phones, which mean that we've got good comms, and we've got a whole stack of Starlinks, which on the weekend we're also going to be doing a video. So on the weekend we're doing sort of 3 videos. We've got guns, Starlink, and social life, where we've got one of the lads. He's trying to decide between a Verni Caron Speedline and the Wedge Tail, and what rifle's going to suit him. And he currently runs a Tikka T3X or a Tikka CTR, and so we're going to go through the rifles and our purposes and what we use them for, and talk about how many they've shot recently. Then we're also going to have a couple of drinks and cut up a Starlink, as is tradition, and then catch up and enjoy having a swim, because it's going to be around 45 degrees Celsius. So we generally use Starlink as our good comms, and we have sat phones for the dead zones. Now, yeah, the camel burgers and that whole industry, it'd be great to see it kick off, but it's such a niche environment, and it's like 1 or 2 or 3 here and there that actually get used. Are we planning on putting in any more wells? Yeah, we are always thinking about putting in more bores to spread the load across the entire property. Now, Sean's asking about the camels destroying the yards. Putting in the stronger poles is a good idea. There is a high cost to that. But we also have found that it's not a lot of damage that they've done. They generally, because our yards are fluid, like at Brumby here, they can get pushed in, but they won't get completely destroyed. A camel, if they're determined enough, can get over it. Robert asking about if Danny likes his chilies. He's not the biggest fan of the spicy stuff. Yeah, we haven't really gone that much into it. He's salt and pepper man. I have smoked him out once with a hot chili. Now, Odin asking, is getting a professional pest controller viable? Nah. It's... we've brought in other guys before, and we've also brought in pet meat guys, and pet meat guys have got to try and pay for their time by using the meat to subsidise the cost of the operation, and it's never worked out really well for them. But also, I unfortunately am more effective when we turn around and go, yeah, let's do it. If I go out dedicated to kill camels and I'm using my shooting rig, there's not many animals that actually ever get away, particularly when we're running the aircraft, which when we're running the aircraft and shooting, we want to kill everything, but for the pet meat guys to be viable, we have to run the aircraft, and they don't kill everything because they can only process roughly 1 animal per 15 minutes, and you don't have a big window to actually collect all of that meat. If we were mustering them, you'd want to get paid more than what they're worth, and so then that's where the whole cost effectiveness drops out, and there's no profit to it. As in, the most simple way to put it, even though we get hammered by YouTube for what we show and do in terms of it being shooting content and everything, shooting camels on YouTube has been more effective for cost recovery than doing pet meat camels, because we make so little out of cost recovery on the pet meat, and just shooting them is more beneficial for our business. And then getting the couple of dollars per 1,000 views on YouTube covers a bit of our time. But our biggest thing is we want to make sure that everyone knows that there's a problem out here with camels, and that it's a, you know, legitimate concern and a legitimate reason to have firearms in Western Australia, considering we are facing a arbitrary crackdown on law-abiding firearm owners in Western Australia, and it can only ever be described as arbitrary because there's no evidence behind law-abiding firearm owners having firearms and crime, because what we have here in West Australia is a policing problem, not a firearms problem. So, back onto it, and on task, because Dawsey is right, I do get distracted quite easily. Camel biltong, yes. Sean, I've never done jerky. I am very familiar with biltong, having spent a reasonable amount of time over in the southern half of the great continent of Africa. And yeah, we've done camel biltong, and it's quite good, especially if you add a little bit of chili to it, particularly because of some of the fat, because I like to leave the fat in it. Shannon asking about the camels and how the cost is just so different. At the moment here in Australia, we are seeing the exact same thing with beef prices. There's almost $2 a kilo difference between the East Coast and the West Coast, and it's just enough that the cost of shipping the cattle to the East Coast doesn't mean that you'll make more money off them, but they are buying them in the West Coast and killing them here and then selling it over there at that high rate. So it's good fun.
Can you answer, Peter? Because I don't know the answer to the cost.
What would you need cost-wise to deliver a young camel to Kalgoorlie on the back with a load of cattle? If it's with a load of cattle, it actually works out pretty well. Yeah, it's just really us handling and catching the thing and then offloading it in Cal.
Yeah. But the chances of getting one young camel at a time is low. And having someone who wants it at the time when you've got it's all the logistics of it all.
Yeah, it's timing. Timing's everything. It's just like good comedy.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. But then, yeah, a full load of camel is another story.
Yeah. Do we depend on cattle breeding or do you buy cattle in? Yeah, we bring in genetics. So we bring in bulls to mix up our genetics to make sure that we maintain the line that we want. Our classic shorts with Ant, yeah. I've been a little bit lazy and tired lately to be able to create shorts, and even some of my descriptions have run a little bit low of late because I've just been tired. So yeah, I've got to do a little bit more on that editing side of things. The value of an average cow we raise. Now, because we are a big, well, I say big business. We're a long business because we've got the cattle station up here for breeding our cattle, but then we've got the farm in Esperance where we lift their weight and standard. We try to get hopefully $1,000 a head, but it's not been doing that lately.
So
Yeah.
you get back into doing some editing?
Yeah.
I don't know about that one.
What if I should go back to editing or keep talking to everyone?
But go back to editing.
Mummy, this is a rainbow.
It is a rainbow. He's, get dressed, then you guys can watch the television.
Yeah, Jamie, I did get your email. It is somewhere amongst everything that I haven't quite gone through. There's a whole load of emails and comments and things that we just have not had the time to really get into and address, because at the moment we're processing cattle up at the north end of the station. Now, Shannon... Sean has said, isn't the fishers and shitters party meant to push for better firearm access for rural use? I'm intending on doing a video on well, politics and stuff, because people have been complaining when I have made a few comments that are politically related. But it is really not a... You can't be involved in farming and not be politically thoughtful, because there's so many things that will impact farming, and a huge thing is politics, because we could have a live export ban which just crashes the price of sheep, and you sit there and go, well, we've done nothing. It's just some small minority that have gotten angry about something and have no understanding of the actual situation, have created such a ruckus that the government listens to them. But then when the people who actually know what's going on make a comment, the government goes, oh no, sorry, we prefer these people because they're more vocal and they're loud. And that's what we are. We are becoming vocal. We're getting it out there to remind people that this is reality. So it's hard not to be political when you are farming, and it's hard for anything that we do to not be effectively a political statement, because we are trying to educate people. And that's our job. It's our best effort, and our best fight is to inform people about reality, because otherwise they only get what they're told, and if we can tell them and show them, we're better off for it.
82 minutes.
Yeah. So Wim has asked, do you also have dromedaries? We've only got dromedary camels. There's no Bactrians here in Australia, unless they're in a zoo. But yeah, the D's are the one hump, and the Bactrians the double B, which are endangered. Right. Jasmine's saying we should probably wrap up.
Well, we actually do have to edit.
Yeah, I do need to edit up this video for us shooting. Not shooting, burning. Burning camels. Tidying up the camels that we shot, I think. It also, while we were doing this, I think Danny and I talked about how people have said that, collect your brass, and the comment was, do you want us to go pull the lead out of them as well? So yeah, there are some logistical issues. Yeah, that's it. So thank you everyone who's jumped on to watch us edit, but we didn't edit. That's the first part of it. I think when Adam and I were starting this up, we worked out that every minute is 3 minutes to edit. So it takes a fair bit to get this stuff out there, but we think that it's worth it. It's good to get it out there, and I love sharing it with everyone. And just to go back to the camels, we would love to see something positive happen with the camels, but we aren't going to stop shooting them because they do damage to the environment that doesn't come out at an economically positive cost. So we are going to remain carbon positive, and I've got to go. Thanks everyone. See ya. Tina, how are you? Good, good. Now I've got to open up your Starlink and log in.